Okay, well, so we carry on the second part of lecture 8, and this time is it's about the concepts of code switching, agelect, genderlect, and sociolect. Well, code switching, in very simple terms, code switching is the fact that we are going to move from one language into another, or from one style into another, in the same stretch of speech, that is, in the same discussion or whatever. So you are going to move from one language into another, or from one style into another. Now, in matter of style, here we sometimes we use the concept style shifting instead of code switching, particularly if we are moving from one style into another in the same language. For example, we say we are moving from modern standard Arabic into Darija. Darija is Arabic, Algerian Arabic, for example. And we are talking in modern standard Arabic, then we move into Darija. So here we are not code switching as we switch from one language into another, but we are moving from one style, which is formal style, into another, which is an informal style. Okay? Now, uh, sometimes we may have cases where speakers switch on one sound. For example, in the word la table in French, Algerians, for example, say tabla. They use the emphatic sound ta. So here, when, if, for example, let's say you are talking in French, je vais m'asseoir à la table, instead of saying la table, you say à la table. Here you are code switching on one sound. Another concept that we have to deal with is age as a sociolinguistic variable, and we call it agelect. Here we are talking about the language of children compared to the language of adults, and so sometimes people say that children violate the rules. That is, they do not respect the rules of the adults. Well, generally we say no. Children do not violate any rules. Children have their own rules because they are learning, or they are acquiring the language in their own way, with their own pace or their own speed. So they are following their own particular grammatical, if you want, devices, so that they learn the language. Now, the techniques of, if you want, well, we call them techniques with application, what is used by the children, when they are very young. They use with application. They say Google instead of sugar in English, or Tatima instead of Fatima in Algerian Arabic. And then we have Sexlect, and well, nowadays most people prefer to use Genderlect, with the difference that Sexlect is the language of speakers according to their own sex, or how they were born, male or female. That is, if you are a man, you speak like a man. If you are a woman, you speak like a woman, and so on and so forth. So we call this sex select, and most of the time, sex select is reflexive of the discrepancy that exists between male and female in a given speech community. So nowadays, as I said, people prefer to use genderlect style or genderlect, talking about what a woman performs in society next to her sex, or what a man does in society next to his biological sex. Okay, so genderlect is also showing that nowadays most societies do not accept the idea that there are differences or social differences between males and females. That is, both of them can perform the same actions, having the same activities, and have the same roles in society. So why discrepant between them, and say this is a man and this is a woman, or there is sex collect? So it is preferable to use the term genderlect. And here we have two theories which are very important: the difference theory and the dominance theory. The difference theory is that men and women are different automatically, so societies treat them in a different manner, and